Hello, gorgeous people. Happy Friday. How are we all doing? Let me know. How are you doing today? How are you feeling after 4 days of taking some time for you every single day? Hopefully you have done it every single day, whether watching live or on catch up. I have to admit, I'm feeling a bit sad. I'm really going to miss you all. I really enjoyed this experience and I hope you have too. So I would love to know, how have you found it? What's been your biggest takeaway so far? What are you going to keep with you? And also any questions that are coming up for you that you want me to cover today on our last day in this experience, so I can make sure that you're feeling really confident to keep this practice going in your own life on a daily basis. Consistency is key, remember. So yeah, let me know. Oh, nice to see so many of you hopping on. Janet, a great week. What a great intro to meditation for those who've never tried. I am a star. Thank you so much, lovely. Hi Tracy, can't wait to work with you more coming up. Hi Dawn, lovely to have you here. Hi Marie, hope you're doing okay. Happy Friday. Hi Lynn. Hi Catherine. Catherine, started this course in a dark place, but already I feel I have room in my head and my body to fight the darkness. I'm so pleased to hear that, lovely. And we've all had those times, haven't we? And meditation has been a huge rock for me, I will say, during the most difficult times. over the past 5-6 years. So yeah, sending you love. Hope you're doing okay. Oh, I can't see who's just said hi, Holly. Let me have a look on here. Sam, hi Sam, lovely. Hope you're doing okay. Oh, so nice to have you all here. So today, I will be going through what I thought would be really useful as a kind of top 5 things to remember when it comes to your meditation practice, to keeping your practice consistent so that you can write these key notes down and look back at them when it goes, if it goes completely off track, then you know exactly what you need to do to get yourself back on track. You can tell it's Friday, can't you? I can't get my words out today, so bear with me, people. So, bit of housekeeping before we dive in. Remember, if you want to be in for the prize draw on Monday, you need to have liked or loved all the videos, commented on all the videos, and commented on the little posts each day which said, what was your main takeaway? And through those 3 acts, I hope that gives you a bit more engagement, a bit more accountability around doing it, and a bit more time for reflection to really think about, actually, do you know what? I've got quite a bit out of meditation, and that gives me more motivation to keep it going. So, yes, if you want to be in for the prize draw on Monday, you need to have done those things. Also, we've got the mini retreat happening Monday. It's on Zoom. There's a separate link. The link is in the group. I've also been sending it out on the email reminders. So if you haven't been getting my emails, have a look in your spam folder, because everything you need will be in those emails. So if you can't find it in the group, I know Facebook sometimes makes it challenging. So go have a look at the emails I've been sending you. So you can sign up for the Zoom mini retreat completely free, and it will be an hour of us incorporating all of the meditations we've covered this week into one beautiful experience together, and it'll be via Zoom. So those of you that want to have your camera on can show up and show your face, and it can actually feel like we're in a room together. So that would be really exciting. Dawn, you started this week very apprehensive as to what was going to be involved. You're very self-critical and always tell yourself you're not good at things. But with your help, my help, in guiding us and supporting us in new ideas and making the meditation simple and achievable, I've had a wonderful, relaxing time. Oh, thank you so much, lovely. Your kind words mean so much to me. That is really gorgeous. Thank you. And I am so pleased that you've got something from this week, and I hope you manage to keep your practice going and really commit to this so that you can feel nice and relaxed every day, ongoing. No matter what's going on, you will have time for you. And what I will say is, like I mentioned this week, I am also running my 6-week program, Exploration. But just to confirm, it will be in a different format to this. So the workshops will be taking place on Zoom. I've had a few questions around this, so it probably makes sense for me to clarify while I'm here. And the meditations will be that bit longer. So we will be, but that doesn't mean if you're new to meditation, you won't be able to do it. What I'll make sure I do is build us up over those 6 weeks. So by the end of the 6 weeks, you will be in the place where you're meditating consistently, daily, for 25 minutes a day. And you will have a whole bank of resources that you can draw on. So different meditations, some inner exploration tools, some inner discovery tools, where you can really unpick some of the patterning and conditioning that you may be living up to right now, which may be holding you back from showing up as the fullest version of you. That sounds really intangible. But what I mean is, when I first went into meditation and when I began this journey, I'd been wearing so many different badges. I'd been living up to everyone else's expectations. I'd been living life according to what I think I should do and how, and doing things that society had told me I should be doing. So I'd been following a particular career path because it was safe and stable and, you know, paid the bills. I was, you know, showing up in relationships in a certain way. I was believing certain things about what I was capable of and the potential I had because of what society and what we're led to believe as we grow up and age had told me I was capable of. And actually, through this journey, it allowed me to see through all of that, see through the limitations I'd been putting on myself, the things that I was worthy of, the things that I was capable of. And one of the things that I'm passionate about when I'm working with women and some men, I have a few male clients, is no matter if we're looking at health or mental health or physical health or just general well-being, it all comes back down to how are you viewing yourself? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe you're capable of doing? What do you believe you deserve? And from that place, you can make a different choice. And then that choice will result in better actions that are more aligned to your worthiness. And it's the part that really fills up my soul, is seeing someone go from living up to everyone else's expectations and not truly following their heart to actually living from a place of, I'm going to do this and I'm going to go after that and I want to learn about this, and see that fire and passion and excitement for life come back online. So that's one of my huge motivators, is waking people up to the magnificence of the person they are. So there you go. Sorry, I didn't mean to go into that, but it was kind of a bit of a download. Melanie, yes, most definitely. Tracy, I have just seen a rainbow around you. My aura is very strong. The love and Reiki is flowing today. Thank you so much, lovely. And Murray, I can see that too. Thank you. Oh yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, I'm in a really good mood today. I'm obviously sad that this is ending, but I've got a wonderful weekend coming up. The ladies that have been on my Reawaken the Woman Within program, which is my Ayurveda intensive, we've got our in-person retreat day on Sunday, and we're going to a spa and we are going to absolutely indulge and relax, and it's going to be fabulous, and I'm so looking forward to that. And I am so looking forward to working with the people that are taking their meditation forward in my new program. So yeah, let me know, what have you got coming up? What are your plans? What does the next week look like for you? I would love to know. Oh, who said that? I've most definitely helped someone. That's always good to know. Let me have a look. Oh, Alison, lovely. Oh, and you have been a gorgeous part of my community. Thank you so much, lovely. Okay, So, shall we dive in? Shall we get to it? So, like I say, 5 main things that I thought. Is it 5 or is it 4? No, it's 4. I'm not sure where I got 5 from. So, 4 main things I want you to really think about, really consider with your meditation practice, or barriers that you might come up against and how you can tackle those so that it doesn't completely derail you. So number 1, if you've been meditating for a while, or you're just getting into a habit of meditation every day, we can start to feel like it becomes a chore. And what a waste of energy, because our meditation practice gets to be as beautiful and as sacred and as special as we allow it to be. So what I would love for you to do is to spend some time thinking about what would feel really good to me in my meditation practice. Not worrying about what does Zen say, what does Buddhism say, what does Christian meditation say, what does, don't worry about what other rituals other people are telling you to do. This is your practice. So have a play around with it. Find what feels really good for you. You may even want to change it up according to the seasons, which I will often do. So my meditation practice at this time of year often looks like, so I get up early every day to do my meditation because I have 3 kids and it's the only time I have that space. But I will get up early, I will light some candles, I will light some incense, I will create my nest either on the floor or in a chair depending on how my body feels. I will often have my journal. So at the end of my meditation, I tend to meditate somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what's going on that day. If I've got a lot going on, I tend to meditate for longer because I know I'll need it. I know I need to feel more settled. If I need to be extra productive, I will need that focus. So make your routine, your practice, your own, so that you can really look forward to it, that it feels like a sacred time just for you. And remember to feel that kind of gratitude for yourself as you're doing it each day, that reminder of, I get to do this, I'm choosing to do this. This isn't about a should, this is about I get to do this. How lucky am I? So, that was number 1. And sorry, what I was going to say, I got distracted a little bit there. I will often have my journal with me because after I've meditated, sometimes something will come through, something I will want to make a note of, especially if I'm working with something like a Zen koan. We haven't touched on those this week, but a Zen koan is like a question we meditate on, and one of the most common ones is, who am I? So sometimes after meditating on a question or something like that, I will take some time to journal afterwards. Journal anything that came through for me, anything that felt important, anything that I feel like I need to explore further. So enjoy it. Enjoy your practice, number 1. Number 2, there will be times when you will miss a day. Maybe 2, maybe 10, maybe 10 months. I want you to know that's absolutely okay. You don't beat yourself up about it. You accept that's happened and you get back on get back on the horse or the cushion. from a place of knowing that it happens. There's blips, but you get to choose again. If meditation teaches us anything, it's the fact that in each moment we have a choice. We can choose differently. Everything changes. So those times when your practice might go completely off track, and even now this happens to me if I get really poorly, like if I come down with a virus or something, then sometimes getting back into the habit can feel a bit difficult because you're re-establishing that habit. But no, that's completely fine. There's no need for guilt. There's no need for shame. You just get back on the cushion. Okay. Number 3. Support or community will be really important if you haven't got people around you that you can talk to about this. And that can be, your support or community can be friends, it can be an online space, it can, whatever it feels good for you. But having support and a community, so somewhere where you can say, oh my gosh, I was meditating today and this came through for me, or I was meditating today and I came across this problem, is going to be really vital, especially in the early days of establishing a practice. One, because if you're anything like me, you'll be really excited about some of the stuff that comes up for you and you'll be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I need to tell someone. But also we all have stumbling blocks in our practice, whether it gets stale or stagnant, or you feel like you're working with something and there's something blocking you. So these things will all come up. And through the exploration program, one of the things that I've incorporated into the workshop is time for that, talking things through. So what came up for you last week? How did it go? What stood in your way? Was there any difficulties with that meditation? And coaching you through some of that. But that's not to say that if you don't do the program, you can't find support elsewhere. But I really would recommend finding some form of support or community where you can bring these things up. Because I would say if you don't get questions, if you don't find blocks, if you don't find barriers, then perhaps your focus isn't purely in your meditation. Because as you meditate more, you will get deeper, and as you deepen your practice, there is going to be layers, there are going to be things that hold you back. But no, that's perfectly normal. There's many people out there that have been through this journey, that know exactly the parts that you're talking about, even the bits that feel really intangible and difficult to communicate. So, get some support, find a community, something that's going to keep you inspired to keep meditating. And that takes me on to number 4. So number 4 is keep the interest alive. Like with all relationships, and your meditation practice is a relationship, you have to give it energy, you have to give it focus, you have to give it time, you have to give it attention. So read about meditation, do courses about meditation, find groups about meditation. I'm trying to think other things I've done about meditation. So it doesn't end, is what I'm trying to say. There isn't I can do this one meditation, I'm fine now. Even now, in my journey, I'm constantly exploring more. constantly working with new teachers, people that are going to expand my awareness, expand my knowledge base, and give me more tools to play with, to experience, to keep my love going, of a practice that I know really serves me. So something to think about. How can you explore this more? How can you have more fun with this? How can you learn, what feels like it's calling to you? So I've learnt so many different paths on my journey. Like I say, I started in Zen, and I still love Zen. It's one of, I would say it's the real foundation of my practice. I come back to it time and time again. But that also led me on to, so through the energy meditations in Zen, that led me on to Reiki. So I often do Reiki meditations, obviously. And then through the energy side, that led me to, and my health issues, led me to Ayurveda. And so I do a lot of Vedic meditations. And then I've also, through that journey, considered more of the shamanic side, the more shamanic work, and how we can access different parts of our consciousness, whether internal or wider. And that's been a really beautiful practice to learn and discover. And yeah, huge knowledge has come through that. So yeah, have fun with it, explore it, listen to your heart, follow what feels good. And yeah, this could be the beginning of a really beautiful journey for you. Marie, you write afterwards too, so helpful for you, yeah. And the energy fascinates you. Yeah, it fascinated me, and like I say, I went into it with a real skeptical mind. I went into it thinking, am I imagining this? And I can remember with my Reiki as well, when it developed into my Reiki practice, and the beginnings of my journey when I was doing Reiki 1 and 2 before I came a master, there'd still be times when I'd doubt it, and I'd think, but how do I know this? And because you'll know people that are Reiki trained here when you're doing a treatment, and you just know stuff you couldn't possibly know. And that is just really mind-blowing. It's like, it blows up your whole concept about everything we've been taught. So, Tamisha, I feel like it's only just beginning. And how exciting is that? I love that. The beginning steps, the journey. Mari, you were skeptical too. Yeah. Okay. So, questions. Tamisha, you submitted some fab questions. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can find them. Bear with. It was on that one, I think. Yeah. So how long would I suggest meditating with the mantra? How much time would you give to 3 elements of the practice? So if I'm using a mantra meditation in terms of my daily practice, so I meditate for at least 25 to 30 minutes a day. So what I would normally do is spend the first 5 minutes really anchoring into my breath. So like we've been doing every day through our meditations, I generally always start with the breath because it allows the energy to drop out of my head into my body. And then I would normally spend probably about another 5 minutes doing the chanting out loud, another 5 minutes whispering it, and then generally I tend to spend more time on the internal. But if I'm honest, I would say trust yourself around it. So if you feel like you get more benefit from speaking it out loud, then spend more time there. Some days even doing that might feel too much, and you may just want to sit there with a whisper. But meditation for me is about cultivating your own self-trust, listening to your intuition, realizing you've got this whole wealth of knowledge within you. So I would really trust that and lean into that through your practice. Find what feels good. And enjoy playing with it. It doesn't have to be this perfect structured thing. See what feels good on a day-to-day basis. You know, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, then you might want a bit of structure around it. On the days where you're feeling like you've got so much structure going on in your life that actually you want more flow, then just allow your intuition to guide you. So I hope that one helps. You believe you've got a blockage regarding your throat chakra and where pitta energy burns. When I did the meditation, my breathing changed. I felt I couldn't light the flame. Do you have any particular practices that can help and hone in on these areas? So yes, and they're two very different things. So let's start with the throat chakra. So throat chakra blockages generally is not that unusual for women. We're taught to not make too much noise. Do you know what I mean? Not voice our opinions too much. You're supposed to be almost like when we're a child and seen and not heard. So a lot of the time as women, our voices are quite repressed, and so our throat chakra is generally an area that we have to work on. Saying that, there's also things like physical health reasons our throat chakra can feel blocked. So if you've had any thyroid issues, obviously if you're fighting a virus that's affecting your tonsils or your throat, and these things will play off each other. So what I mean is, if energetically you're blocked, you're more likely to get physical symptoms here, and then it becomes a bit of a cycle. So if I, like with most things, we have to step in, and we'll be doing this a bit in our meditation today. We have to step into the version of us that hasn't got the blocked throat chakra and start thinking. I'm thinking more off the meditation cushion. What am I repressing? What am I not saying? What do I need to be saying that I'm holding back? And how can I lean into that more? How can I be a bit braver with what I'm saying? What do I really want to say? And how can I make sure that's said in the most loving way? So I would perhaps do some journaling around it and really get clear on what that's about. You've been finding your voice in the last few years. It's a process. And if it's been going on for a while, then, as it is with most of us, then it's going to take a while to unblock. Obviously, you can do some energy healing. So I don't know if you're trained in Reiki or anything like that, but even if not, if you imagine meditating, bringing light and awareness to this area, I would also pay attention to as you're doing that, pay attention to any thoughts, emotions, memories that will come up for you. Because when we say like an energy block, there is something, that actually is something. It's not just a cluster of energy, that's a cluster of memories, thoughts, conditioning, things that we're holding here. So things we might be telling ourselves about being worthy enough to speak our voice, or where we've been told not to speak up, or so pay attention as you're meditating and focusing on this area, perhaps filling it with light, what memories come up for you. And acknowledge them and let them go. And what I mean by let them go, that sounds like such a simple thing, and it can be the hardest thing in the world. But notice if you've still got emotion attached to those memories, and can you just ease that a little bit? And the more you can ease those things, let go of any resentments, let go of any tension you're holding on to those memories, that will ease, and you'll be lovingly speaking your truth in no time at all. I hope that helps. And then the flame, the pitta flame. So this is mainly linked to our solar plexus, and often linked to our voice as well, because our solar plexus is all about our power, our energy, our drive. So our drive to take action. So if something is not allowing you to light that flame, there could be a few things going on. One thing I would ask yourself, because this is a word that often triggers us as women, is what is my relationship with power? Where am I not owning my power? And I would explore that through meditation and do through journaling, and do similar meditation as I talked about with the throat chakra, noticing what comes up, what memories around power, your own personal power. Because the thing is, like I say, and I don't want this to sound like a really negative thing, but the truth is our society does not install a belief in your own personal power a lot of the time. And especially like the school system and things, you know, I find it bizarre, and I could go on a big rant about this, but our school system makes us take exams through all of these different subjects and then rates you accordingly. Yet, and when you think the effect that has on people's confidence and their ability, when actually I know people that have done terrible at their exams and did terrible through school and actually are doing fantastic out there in the world. I also know people that did really well during their exams and then didn't know how to live in the outside world, so haven't done anything with it. So we can have really strange relationships with our own personal power and our ability to go out and do what we want to do. So I would explore that. There you go. I could talk to you about that for ages. Oh my gosh, I can't believe 40 minutes has gone by already. So any other questions in relation to meditation, anything that's been coming through for you this week, anything you're worried about when it comes to keeping it going? And yeah, Tamisha, I hope that helped. Lovely. And great questions. Yeah. So, what I thought we would do today is a little journey meditation. And we're going to fast forward in times. That's meditating every day for 6 months, a year, however long, and see the effects that's giving us. And then we're going to see what knowledge we can take from that version of us that's already out there in the future, that's already living this life, that's already feeling calm and peaceful, and seeing how different things are. Dawn, do you find it better to meditate in the morning, or is that again a personal choice? There's a couple of reasons. I meditate in the evening too, so I meditate twice a day. But when I was first starting out, yes, I meditated in the morning. And the reason being, and I wasn't a morning person, just to say that, hated getting out of bed. It's like, honestly, I think naturally I've probably got like a teenager's sleep pattern, but I don't indulge it too much. I could easily, if I was left to my own devices and didn't have my inner parent in control, I could quite easily go to bed 2-3 o'clock in the morning and not wake up till lunchtime. But I can't do that because I'm an adult. And also, according to Ayurveda, it's not good for you. But also what I found is in the morning, I had more capacity for it initially. I had more, you know what it's like when you get to, if you're on a diet, I don't recommend diets, but just using this example, if you're on a diet, if you're going to snack generally at any time, it's in the evening when you've got no willpower left and you're exhausted and you're tired. So what I would say is if you're just forming a practice, I would start with a morning meditation because you will have more drive to do it. The likelihood is if you have it at the end of the day, you'll start to talk yourself out of why not to do it for that day. So I'm tired, it's been a rough day, all of these things will come up, despite the fact they're all perfectly good reasons why you should definitely be doing your meditation. You will find a good reason. So I personally found that in the morning I was more likely to be more motivated to do it. So I hope that helps. But I did have to be disciplined with myself. Like I say, I'm not a disciplined person at all. So it took willpower. It took me to say, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm committing to this. And kept coming back to my why. Why am I doing this? Why is this important to me? And then the more I got feedback from others, people at work would even say to me, I've noticed you're a lot calmer at the moment. What's going on? And I'd say, I've been meditating. And then actually before I knew it, the whole organisation was asking me about my meditation practice. So people will pick up on it, probably before you, that you're doing something different. And allow those things to kind of remind you of why you're doing it. So to reinforce your why. I feel like I went off on a bit of a tangent then. But so, Tamisha, giving you lots to think about, no problem. Premonition. Premonition's an interesting word. So, this journey, and it's probably useful for me to give a bit of context around it. So if we think about quantum physics, and for some of you, you might be thinking, oh my God, that sounds boring. Perhaps it is. But there's this idea that time actually isn't linear. It's just the way that we experience it. So we tend to think that, you do this, then you do this, and then you age, and it's all one straight line. According to quantum physics, that's just not the case. That's just the way we're interpreting it. So actually, is it a premonition, or is it already happened and we're just accessing it? So, something to play with. And you may think I'm talking complete rubbish, and that's absolutely fine. Whatever works for you. So, get comfy, get your nest ready, do whatever you need to do to feel relaxed in this moment. I'm just going to pop that down. And take a moment to close your eyes and connect with the breath in your belly. And as before, we're just going to notice, what is the rhythm for you in this moment? Is it fast or slow? Steady or just creating a melody of its own? Smooth or jittery? And whatever it is today, just know that's absolutely perfect. Just how it should be. Not trying to change it or make it into something it's not. And with each breath you take in, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in a beautiful golden light. And that light is filling up your belly. It may have a different temperature, a different energy about it. And just imagine this light glowing, filling up your belly. And with the next breath you take in, you notice this light begins to move up. It travels up to your heart space, through your throat chakra, and into the area of your third eye between the brow. And breathe into this area a little bit more. Allow it to fill with this light and energy. And soon it builds so much that it projects the light out in front of you, creating a tunnel. And you begin to walk through the tunnel, noticing there's a door at the other end. You get closer to the door, notice how it looks. What colour is it? What's it made from? What kind of handle does it have? And you reach down and take the handle and open the door. And in front of you is sat the version of you that's been meditating every day for the next 6 months. Take a moment to notice her. How does she look? What level of confidence does she possess? What energy does she have about her? And you sit down in front of her. And she begins to tell you everything she's experienced over the past 6 months. These 6 months where she's been meditating every day. She's excited to share with you everything she's discovered about meditation, herself, what she wants to do with this life, the dreams she's uncovered. You may hear these words, you may just feel the energy of them coming to you. Just have a knowing of what that would be. Don't overthink it, just trust. You notice her excitement, her enthusiasm. And she begins to tell you how she's keeping it going next. What she's learning about. The teachers she's had. The community she has around her. The support she put in place. The books she's read. The challenges she faced. And how she overcame them. And she tells you now she's going to give you a piece of advice that's going to help you with your meditation practice over the next 6 months. And she shares that with you now. Allow that wisdom to come to you. You feel grateful, so pleased you've had this opportunity. You give her a hug and begin to walk back to the door. You open the door and walk back through the tunnel into your body. And taking a moment to put your hands on your heart space. Give yourself a bit of gratitude for showing up today. And if you didn't hear the advice she gave, ask yourself, if I knew what it would be, what would it be? What advice would she give you? And start to bring your awareness to the ground or chair beneath you. To the feeling of the air on your skin. And slowly opening your eyes, coming back to the outside world. So lovelies, how was that? Something a little bit different today. Oh, I feel like I could have a nice little nap now. So I would love to know what came through for you. Did you receive any advice? With these sort of meditations, it's just so important you don't overthink it. Just allow it to flow to you. Trust what comes through. Trust what you think. And you'll be amazed at the wisdom that you're able to access. So I would love to know. In the meantime, I will draw us a card. So you've got some inspiration to take into your day. What I will say is don't forget to sign up for the mini retreat if you want to be a part of that. The link is on my emails. Oh, Janet, that sounds interesting. Melanie, just completely relaxing. You're going to rest up today. Wonderful. Oh, I love that, Murray. That's beautiful. Okay. So your card for today is Orphaned. Oh, there we go. You can't really see it because my light's in the way. There we go. Tracy, a beautiful big oak door, and the message was consistency. She's right. Tamisha, I have myself a ball of golden light to help me light my flame. She told me I can do this. It was beautiful. I told myself that I am a beautiful person and to follow the path that my heart tells me to take and to allow my voice to be heard. Gorgeous, Dawn. Love that. Oh, I'm so going to miss you gorgeous ladies. This is amazing. But you, Catherine, you did feel the message trust. And the thing is, this gets easier as we practice. So the more we lean into trust and just allow things to flow through, those of you that have done Reiki will find this a lot easier. Or if you've done any kind of shamanic work. But it gets easier, lovely, if you stick with it. You'll trust your intuition more. Okay, so your card for today. For our final day is... oh, sorry, I had to laugh. Because it says a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our family, society, and larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of it rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truth and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. It's such an important point when, and I feel like I need to talk about that now, because it is something you're likely to experience, especially for those of you that are just getting into meditation. And it kind of comes back to my point about support and community. This is a lonely journey if you're doing it on your own. This at times is challenging. Meditation, self-discovery, personal growth, spiritual development can be a very lonely journey if you don't have like-minded people around you. And the truth is, there's likely to be a few friends that drop off along the way. Not because, you fall out with them or anything like that, but because things that used to interest you no longer seem relevant. Things that were once important to you, if you continue with this journey, will no longer feel important. You might have a feeling of things feeling very superficial. So just to reinforce the point, it is so important to have a community around you. You're not going insane. You're waking up. This is how life is meant to be. So yeah, just to add that on, really. Murray, wow, this is true for you about not feeling my writing hobby online. Melanie, you're signed up for Monday, fabulous. Janet, looking forward to seeing me on Monday. You probably go speak to the postie, no problem, lovely. Okay, so I will let you go. Have a gorgeous weekend. For those of you that sign up for the mini retreat, I will see you Monday. The link is on the emails. Go have a look. Reach out if you've got any questions. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon. And if you do want more support, go have a look at my exploration program. It's going to be a fabulous 6 weeks. Some amazing women. You will have a gorgeous time. And at least you will get one fantastic Christmas present, even if it's just from you to you. So, I will see you soon. Take care. I hope you've enjoyed this week. I certainly have. And sending you lots of love. Bye.